Yo guys, it's John here with Option Lab. In this video, I'm going to talk about the fastest way to get to 1K a month trading high probability options. And for the sake of this video, I'm imagining we're using a 20K account. Now, it's not exclusive to a 20K account. These strategies can work across a 5K account or a 100K account, but for the sake of this video, I chose 20K. So I ran a poll in my Discord kind of like asking what YouTube videos are most helpful, and a lot of you guys voted for smaller account strategy videos. So in this one, I'm going to break down exactly what I would do to get to 1K a month trading high probability options. If you guys are not familiar with who I am, I did 2.2 million in 2024 trading option premium selling strategies, tracked all my trades live on this big spreadsheet. If you guys are not yet in my free Discord, click the link in the description. I'm talking to every single one of you guys who joined personally. The first 10 people to DM me print, I'm sending a 1-day free trial to see all my trades, as well as an option cheat sheet that elaborates on these strategies that I'm about to talk about. So let's do some quick math to get an idea of what 1K a month looks like on a 20K account. And let's actually see, is it realistic? So if we imagine we take 1,000 and we divide it by 20,000, that's 5% return a month. If we multiply that static value times 12, that's 60% a year. So guys, obviously you're not going to hit 5% every month, right? This is an unrealistic number. But let's say we cut that in half to 30% or 40%. It starts to get into the realm of being possible. But you can't honestly expect to do 5% a month for eternity every single month. It's just not realistic. But if a gun was to my head and I had to make 1,000 in a month with a 20K account, this is what I would do. So I made a breakdown here. Let me shrink myself down so it's a little easier to see. I made a breakdown here of kind of like the 3 buckets I would separate the plays that I would take into. So the first thing I would do is I would allocate 10 to 15K for cheaper wheel plays, that being cash secured puts. So if you guys are not familiar with that, that's selling to open a cash secured put below where the stock is currently trading, collecting a premium, and then as long as the stock stays above that strike by expiration, we keep our premium. And typically, I'm trading deltas on those that are 70+% probability. So I'd allocate 10 to 15K for cheaper wheel plays or long positions, so stocks I own that I can write covered calls on. And based on a few of the ones I looked at, for example, AMD, Oxy, X, and SMCI, that should be able to generate you roughly $200 to $300 a month on that. Now, keep in mind, you could have a month where you get assigned the shares and the stock keeps dropping and you have to hold it and incur a loss for a while. So, like I said, this is not, you can't expect 5% every month off this strategy. So next, I'm going to supplement this $200 to $300 a month with credit and debit spreads on stocks that are too expensive to own or that are too risky to write cash secured puts on. So with this size account, with a kind of like smaller to medium size account, we're not going to be able to do the wheel for every single stock we want to trade. So a way around this is to create what's called a credit spread or a debit spread. So in the case of a credit spread, this would be our normal cash secured put where we sell to open a put. This would just entail adding a protective leg below that would, create this into a limited risk, limited reward trade that requires far less buying power, but can still supplement our income significantly. So if you entered 2 or 3 of these a month, I'd estimated that you could make about $400 a month. And typically I'm looking at more expensive stocks, more stable names. So something like, for example, an MSTR, and that's actually really not that stable. But the thing with MSTR is we can go super far out of the money, right? So we can go down to like something like a 15 or 10 delta, where we have a super high probability and create a credit spread. So the last thing, and actually this would actually fit more into this category, to be honest with you, is sprinkling in 1 to 2 higher risk earnings, iron condors, or strangles to juice income. So if you guys are not familiar, when you're an option seller, higher implied volatility means higher option premium. And since we're a net seller, we want more premium coming in. So we look for environments or contexts in which IV is higher. So for example, an earnings or upcoming news. And what we would do is we'd find that stock and we'd look for something that typically does not beat its implied move. I have another video on that, by the way. And sell what's called an iron condor. So we'd first add our 2 sell legs, which is a -1 put and -1 call, and then add our 2 protective legs above it, right? So this would create another limited risk, limited reward trade. And I'm typically looking there in the 15, 10, or even 20 delta range. So still very high probability of profit. And I estimated that that could bring you in about $400 a month. Now, with these, you're going to have to look for higher risk, higher IV names with either earnings, news, or a large move. So something like a Tesla, for example, is a perfect example. And if you guys are wondering about DTE, typically 15 to 45 DTE, days till expiration, on something like this. So this is a rough sketch of how I would do it. Not to say this is the Bible, but it is kind of like a basic framework for doing so. If you guys do want to see some of the plays that I believe could lead to $1,000 a month on a smaller account, click the link in the description, free Discord, join up, send me the word print, and I'm sending you guys a 1-day free trial to see my trades. I'm starting up a brand new small account challenge to try to help a lot of you guys who are trading on a smaller account. So I hope this video helps. Send me a message or comment below if you have any questions. All right, peace.